first person you played the full album to was Liam Gallagher.
We were working in a studio in London, and he was in the studio next door. He kind of just ended up in there listening, which was crazy. You know, I was a massive Oasis fan.
Of course. I'd imagine Watermelon Sugar would have been a standout for him.
None of that stuff was finished. I don't think they had horns on it yet.
Right.
Lights Up, Adore You, Treat People. Yeah, those three I think hadn't been done yet. They were all like the last week.
Watermelon Sugar, which at this point is out, and everyone's kind of figured out what it's about. The joys of, you know, mutually appreciated oral pleasure.
Is that what it's about?
Is it?
I don't know.
That's what everyone's saying.
Oh,
always
crazy.
good to leave it open to interpretation.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
But it's something that just seems to kind of have followed you around, that idea of you not just being a sex symbol, but that a lot of your music is inspired by this.
I guess the thing with, like, sex, it used to feel so much more taboo. Even just, like, coming into this record, I wanted to feel a little less, like, guarded with stuff. I wanted to feel a lot freer and just more joyful and, like, honest. And
it feels to me, this album in part, it feels like a breakup record. It's a song called Cherry, which is cutting right to it.
You know, I don't like to kind of explain songs. With this record, it's so much more open.
Yeah.
That it's like, but you've told us in there.
Yeah.
Like, it tells you what it is. A thing that I like about kind of definitely where this record went, it feels like I just start writing some songs. So then I can be as honest as possible. And then the time when you get to decide if you think it's too honest is when you're putting it out. I wanted to be true to the moment that I wrote it and how I was feeling then.
How are you feeling then?
Not great. I think there's something with Cherry where it's like, the night that I wrote it, everyone had left the studio. It was me, Tyler, and Sammy, who's our engineer. You know, I have all these ideas about records that I want to make, and I want to make this record in 5 years, I want to make this record in 10 years. And Tyler just said to me, you just have to make the record that you want to make right now. So then we stayed up and wrote Cherry that night.
Who's speaking at the end? What's the vocal at the end that cuts
That
it?
was my ex-girlfriend. Because it got added in later on, and it felt so part of the song.
There's a song called Falling on the record. Tom was telling me that came super fast.
I was showering, and he was like playing on the piano, and as I came out of the shower, he was playing like the dun 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 dun. I went and stood next to him at the piano, just in a towel. We just kind of wrote the whole thing. So it was really fast.
How long did it take?
Probably 20 minutes.
What do you think you were saying in that song, listening back to it now?
The chorus says, like, what am I now? Am I someone I don't want around? It was kind of like, it was a big moment where I was kind of asking myself, like, who am I? Like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
I kind of started to feel like threads of where I could see myself becoming someone that I didn't want to be.
And who helps you at those moments? Does your mum still play a really important role?
I'm so lucky with my family. They've always just been really supportive. She's like the kindest woman I know. I just don't think she has like a bad bone. It's amazing. She's the best.
Who do you miss the most? Who do you wish was still around?
Stepdad passed away a couple of years ago.
And what have you learned sort of going through life now as you're kind of experiencing loss? Because we all have to cross that bridge. And what are the things that come into focus for you now?
Friendships are probably just the most important thing to me. Like,
you keep going.
Oh, yeah?
Still speeding.
Yeah, it's keep going.
Okay, great. And I think part of the thing with, like, the mushrooms thing for me is that when I was in the band, I was like, I'm not going to be the guy who messes it up. So I was like, I'm not going to do any of that stuff. Making this record, I just felt so much more joyous, and I was with my friends, and we were in Malibu.
Safe.
And it was like, yeah, I felt so safe.
And that's where you're at now, I guess, as you redefined success and you had fun making this album, is that you're just trying to worry less?
I'm just trying to go through life being a little less worried. If you get to make stuff that you're passionate about, then you're happy and no one can call you unsuccessful, which is great.
That's the redefinition of success, my man. Thanks for your time, bro.
Thank you.